Hey YouTube, this is Jaden Storm coming at you in Team Shadow Strike, and I am bringing you another deck profile in my Silverthorn deck profile. So I finally was I wasn't going to build Silverthorns for the simple fact being that there is a certain card out there that costs a lot of money, and you don't need her to play Silverthorns. You know, it's just really a lot better if you can afford it, if you can invest in a couple of her, because it gives you a solid 13k body to hide behind, whether you want to abuse Empress or Reverse. You know, it kind of just gives you that a little more defense. And this deck is now finally Tier 1. Pale Moon has been around for a while, but I don't think they've ever been Tier 1. And now they're finally doing very well, because just their ability to filter the deck out and keep the triggers in, put the key units in the soul to be able to pull out whenever you want to use, it's just crucial. So I'm going to jump straight into this deck profile. Again, because I'm having to record this again, because I already recorded it and was going to upload it for you guys, and then on my last laptop when it crapped out on me. So, anyway, here we go, guys. So, for grade zeros. For our starter, we're playing one copy of Silverthorn Beast Tamer Emil. Now, this is the starter that came out in BT15, and it is the best starter that Pale Moon has. When she's a Forerunner, grade 1, rider anywhere, call her anywhere, and then you can move her into the soul, and you can look at the top 5 cards for a grade 3, a grade 2, and a grade 1, and move them to your soul. The key is that you're searching for that to put in the soul and just get it in there as quickly as possible. So and then you can pull her out of the soul and then put her back in so many times, you know, with cards and combos, and you can just continually thin the deck more. And it's you know, this card does so much for Silverthorns now. We also play 4 Silverthorn Barking Dragon and 3 Dynamite Juggler. These would be poison jugglers, but I don't have any. For 7 critical, I play 3 Sky High Walker and 2 Silverthorn Beast Tamer Sergei for 5 stands. Now, I also play 5 Silverthorn Juggler Nadia, now for heals. Now, I want to address something that I'm probably going to be asked, so I just want to get my opinion out there real quick. You might have heard that in Singapore at the World Qualifier that Silverthorns won it, but you might have also have heard that the player did technically cheat. Now, here's my theory on it. I honestly do not think the guy, unless you can prove that he counterblasted those cards, which, in case you're wondering, he used Silverthorn Dragon Tamer Empress Luckier's effect, which is E-Special Counterblast 2 Silverthorns and Soul Charge 2. And the 2 cards he he counterblasted were 2 Sky High Walkers. These are not Silverthorn. Their name is Sky High Walker, not Silverthorn. So technically, he cheated because he didn't pay the proper cost. According to Bushiroad, or I guess some people, he cheated. Now, I honestly am not that. I wasn't mad at him, because you know what? No one's perfect, and in the end, we all have made a mistake like this, you know, when it says Counterblast Eradicators or Liberators. Now, I realize, you know, there's going to be those people, well, I wouldn't make that mistake, this guy should not be allowed to move on, and blah, 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 blah. I mean, no one's perfect, guys. Everyone fucks up from time to time, and I'm pretty sure there are the people out there who are, you know, turning on their foghorn leghorn, why never, you know, so I really am not that mad about it, guys. You know, let me rephrase that. I'm not mad about it. There's nothing to be mad about. He made a simple mistake. Now, because in my opinion, it is both players' responsibility to maintain a positive game state. So I don't really. I don't think there's any room for people to be too mad about him. I mean, keep in mind, guys, they were playing for first place in a major tournament. There was a lot of pressure there. Sometimes things slip your mind. You know, it's as much his fault as his opponent's, because it's both players' jobs to maintain a positive game state. And by that, I just mean that neither player is stalling, basic rules are followed, no, human errors happen, like the counterblasting or something like that. It's just basic game mechanic and just making sure the game flows properly. Everyone makes mistakes, so I'm honestly, I wasn't mad about it. I wasn't, pissed off about it. I mean, the only people who really have the right to be angry about it is the Minerva player who got second. But in the end, he still gets to move on. I'm pretty sure he's not that angry about it, even though I'm sure he would have loved to have been first. But, in the end, both of them get to move on, so it's really not that big a deal. So anyway, guys, there's my feeling on it in case anyone was wondering. So if ever you're playing Vanguard, just remember it is both players' responsibility to maintain a positive gaming state and experience. Grade 1s. For Silverthorn Hypnos Lydia, for 4 perfects. We need him for those restanding Vanguards, those attacks with with a lot of power and extra criticals. We just need 4. In this meta, guys, play 4 perfect guards. 4 copies of Silverthorn Assistant Zelma. This card is it's one of the 2 cards that finally make Silverthorn's Tier 1. Because this card is just like an old card called Purple Trapezist. If you've ever played Pale Moon before, then you know what I'm talking about. Purple Trapezist was when this unit was called to the rear guard. You took a Pale Moon rear guard, put it into the soul, and Superior called the unit out of the soul. Same thing, except now it's you take a Silverthorn unit, move it to the soul, and Superior call out a Silverthorn unit, and accept herself, obviously. And not only did Silverthorns get a new version of Purple Trapezist, this one has 7,000 power as opposed to 6, which it's nice just to have that 1,000 extra power. 3 copies of Silverthorn Assistant Irina. When this unit is called or placed on the rear guard, you may look at the top 2 cards and choose 1 Silverthorn and put it into your soul, and the rest go on the bottom. Up to 1. You don't have to put either one in the soul. 3 copies of Silverthorn Beast Tamer Anna for our last grade 1. This card is just a pressure card. Whenever she boosts a successful attack that damages your opponent's Vanguard, you may counterblast 1. It does not have to be a Silverthorn. And you may Superior call 1 Pale Moon Rearguard from the soul, and then in the end phase, it goes back to the soul. So it's just a good card because your opponent will know, if I let this attack hit, he or she can counterblast 1, and then they are going to either call out another unit for another attack, or they're going to call out a unit to boost a standing rear guard just to make the attack harder to guard, or just, more of a pain. 4 copies, grade 2s, 4 copies of Silverthorn Rising Dragon for our 12k attacker for Silverthorns. It's not such a bad thing to ride the 12k attacker in this deck because you can then call it out later for when you need some bigger columns. And now, the best card in this deck by far. 4 copies of Silverthorn Upright Lion. I freaking love this card's artwork. His ability is pretty simple. When he is on the rear guard, every time a Silverthorn comes out of the soul and is placed on the rear guard, he gains plus 3k, and the effect does stack. It gets huge. Getting him to 18, 21, 24 by himself, and then boosting him to hit 31, and then attacking, and then maybe, when you check your twin drive, hitting a stand trigger with him and restanding him is just deadly. Which is why, you want to max out on your upright lions, so I would recommend 4. And then lastly, I'm playing 3 copies of Silverthorn Marionette Lillian. This is our Silverthorn 10k vanilla, so I like it just because it's a good grade 2 ride, and the 10k body helps protect against rushing a little bit. Grade 3s, I play 3 copies of Silverthorn Dragon Tamer Luckier. So, you know, this card, like I said, guys, it is expensive. I wish it wasn't, because I think there's a lot of people I've heard that want to play Pale Moon, but they don't have the money to get this. You don't need her to play this deck and not be good with it. It just helps the deck. You can still play this deck and do very well with it, even if this isn't a Luckier, even if you don't have this Luckier. Then, if you don't have these, what I would do, honestly, is I would play 4 Empress, 2 Reverse, and maybe 2 Break Ride, or something like that. I mean, you don't need Luckier to make this deck good. She's just there to give you that 13k body that, it makes it easier to defend. 5ks can guard up to a 18k a shot, which is just good. And it just makes guarding a whole lot easier. You can guard up to 23 with only 10. I mean, so it's there just because it'll help the player guard, but you do not need this card to play Silverthorns. I would recommend no more. You need at least 2. I would recommend 3 if you can do it, but as long as you can get 2, this deck's fine. I like 3 just because that way there's a more consistent chance of getting her off the starter, but that's just me. Now, I'm having to play currently right now 3 copies of Silverthorn Dragon Queen Luckier Reverse, because I only own 2 copies of Silverthorn Dragon Empress Venus Luckier. I want 1 more copy of Venus, and then I'll drop 1 Reverse and only play 2 Reverse. Now, the reason I play both is because you can use Reverse. You use her to call units out of the soul when you don't need a full field. You can use it when you just need 1 card. And say you're just missing 1 card to make your attack formation enough to start hindering your opponent. You don't need to call multiple units out of the soul. That's why Luckier Reverse is just there. I still think she is definitely a very good card. My final build of this only plays 2. And then, just to clarify, Silverthorn Dragon Queen Luckier Reverse, her ability is Counterblast 1, choose one of your Pale Moon rear guards and lock it, and then choose a Pale Moon card from your soul, call it to the rear guard, and that unit gets plus 5,000 until the end of turn, and if you have the first Luckier in the soul, she's a 13k body. Now, as for Empress, her ability is Limit Break, a special Counterblast 2 cards with Silverthorn in its card name and Soul Charge 2. Choose up to 5 Pale Moon cards with the sum of their grades being 6 or less from your soul and call them to separate rear guards. This ability cannot be used for the rest of that turn. So that's her ability. She gets a lot of criticism, and I don't know why. She is an amazing card because she basically turns the soul into your hand, which is amazing. And then her other ability is whenever the first Luckier is in the soul, she's a 13k body. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm sorry that it's been a while since I've had some videos. I know I'm only going to be posting a couple this time. I'm going to be doing more soon now that I have a laptop that works again. Hopefully I know my video quality the last couple of videos was kind of crappy, and I think that's just because my computer was literally on its last leg. So hopefully this is a lot better. So please, in the comment section below, let me know if this seems better. Thank you to all the people who have sent me kind messages. Again, if you ever have questions or just want to chat, feel free to send me a message to my email at any time. I will respond when I have the time. I'm going to be doing trade binder updates and some deck instructional videos soon. I just had to kind of get everything resituated and get a new laptop. So thanks for your patience. Again, guys, you guys are awesome. My October monthly giveaway is still going on, so if you would like to be a part of that, do please go check that out. And you can, if you are successful, you can win yourself a free Glendios playmat. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you leave all your feedback in the comment section below. If you have any questions, make sure you thumbs up this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, to see more deck profiles, more discussions, and more just random things. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.